This week on Bad Brackets, let's get nostalgic. Welcome in to another episode of Bad Brackets. This week we go back to the 90s, and if you look at the four of us here, we were all alive in the 90s. We're all different ages. We're all in the right age group, though. We grew up watching a lot of 90s TV, so we had to do a bracket to really just have the battle and go at it. So this is the best 1990s sitcoms of all time. I'll tell you more about how we cut down some of these shows and how we were able to narrow it down to 24 in a second. But let's go ahead and introduce the guest this week. Below me is your reigning, defending, one-time champion, Mr. Erik Watkins. Erik, how's it going?
It's going well. I know I'm surrounded by a lot of wrestling guys, so I'm more than prepared to, if need be, which will probably likely happen, drop the strap tonight. But I still had a good run. I
appreciate the correct terminology.
Kitty corner to myself, the only two-time Bad Brackets champion. However, it has been a month, sir.
I know.
A month. Harry, how's it going?
We were talking about calling it battling with Broadhurst or something like beat the Broadhurst, but apparently that is long gone out the window. I would just like to state, in honor of last week's Super Bowl episode as well, I'm just here so Punk doesn't get fined.
We went from possibly changing the show's name to Beat the Broadhurst, and we're going to just change it to, all right, he's dead already. Just calm down, stop hitting him. It's fine.
But you said the Simpsons weren't eligible tonight.
That's true. To my left, I don't know, directions. Hold on. Let me look
That's
you guys
your
this way.
right.
My left.
That's your right.
This is my right.
But no, screen right.
Screen right.
To a direction of your choosing.
In this vicinity.
Right. The first time, Mr. Robert Taylor. I can't wait till we get Hagen and Taylor on the show at the same time and it gets all messed up. I'm going to laugh when that score is exactly right. Yes, we are recording this a day before the Super Bowl. I made sure that we did this before the Super Bowl because one of us is a Kansas City Chiefs fan. And if we did it after the Super Bowl, we would not be able to have them shut up about it. So we're going to do it before the Super Bowl.
One way or another.
Win or still won't shut up about it. That's for sure. All right. Well, we got a first timer in here, so let's quickly go over the rules for everybody one more time. Again, we're going to randomly select the order here shortly, but each contestant will be able to guess 3 possible television shows that could be on the bracket. We will again randomly set them up. They will earn points for whatever the seed is for the show that ends up on the bracket. So, for example, if the television show that they selected was the 14th seed, they're going to earn themselves 14 points. If it's not on the bracket, they're going to go ahead and get 0 points. I'm going to continue to go, even though Erik had to run. Erik knows all of these rules and everything is okay there. Before the show, all of these 3 guys right here gave me their final 4 predictions and their champions. If they get a final 4 selection right, they get 2 points. If they get the champion right, they get a whopping 5 points. Doesn't happen very often, but it does happen.
Robert Hagen's the only one to have gotten the champion correct twice so far.
Yeah,
mine should be corrected. If it's not, I'm calling shenanigans.
Okay. All right, we went through the rules, and now it is time to figure out who has the first pick this week.
Please not me. Please not me. Please not me.
Harry, it's been you the last 2 weeks, yes?
And I've lost both those episodes.
Give me that first pick. I'll take it. Give it to me.
Let Harry get first pick again. I don't mind.
I don't want it.
Give me. I want the pressure. Give me that. Give me all that smoke. Oh,
Erik.
Okay. This is good.
the defending champion with the first pick.
Be careful what you wish for, Watkins. I want swing pick. I'm not going to get it.
All
right.
Second pick. Newbie gets the last pick.
New guy gets to do cleanup. I like it.
You get one of the two swings as well.
That's right. Snake style.
Serpentine.
Knees.
Bring up the board. And actually, it's in order.
Did you
Yay!
seriously just quote Guns N' Roses over there, Taylor?
You said serpentine style, so yeah, sure did.
Also, shout out to Robert's picture that he sent me because he was all weird and angled. So it was really fun when I straightened it out how weird his face got. So it worked out really well. So I appreciate.
Fun fact on that picture, I sent it to Vanessa because she left her bag at home.
Yeah, I did notice you were given a peace sign around a purse. So I figured it was meant for her. All right. So before we get into the picks, and Eric, you'll have the very first pick. All of us we've discussed this for a week as we're setting things up, but just so everybody knows, a 90s sitcom is determined to be in the 90s if the majority of its show ran in the 90s. So a show like The Cosby Show, which I think we all agree is an 80s show anyways, it did run into the 90s. So there are lists out there that included in their best of the 90s lists. Does not count here. Same thing on the opposite side. Your Everybody Loves Raymond, your King of Queens. Those do not count because while they started in the 90s, most of their run came in the 2000s. The majority of the run has to be in the 1990s. Also, cartoons, they're going to have their own list. Like, if I started adding in The Simpsons and Doug and all the Nickelodeon stuff and all the Cartoon Network stuff, and there would be way too many. So that's an easy bracket in itself. It's just like what we did with Disney animated movies and Pixar. Separate them. We'll make them their own two lists.
Yeah, it's easy because the winner's Animaniacs.
So no cartoons there. And then one more change because it's a interesting look whether it's a sitcom or not, but skit shows like Saturday Night Live and Living Color, Mad TV, I saw those on sitcom lists all over the place. Those are also going to get their own list at some point. So skit shows do not make the bracket.
Real quick to comment on Taylor's statement there. Tiny Toons, sir.
That's close to.
Dexter's Laboratory, and we all know it. All right, let's move on. All right, Eric.
Have you done
the first pick?
Real quick, did you see the picture with Dexter's Laboratory side by side with the Big Bang Theory with the original 5 from the pilot? I howled.
It's so good. Absolutely beautiful. It's the best thing that happened to Big Bang Theory. Anyways, Eric, go ahead. First pick.
Oh, baby, I hear the blues are calling. Toss salad and scrambled eggs.
He's going for the obvious points. I mean, it would make sense that Eric would pick an intelligent sitcom.
Frasier, one of my favorites as well.
I have 2 simple words for all of you. Danielle Feischl.
Hey,
all right.
Hey, I almost said Hagen. Taylor.
So again, I'm trying to put it on the board, but with the lowest seating possible to get the points.
Yep,
correct.
Okay. Then give me one that's going to be. You want me to write it or say it at this point?
You can say it. That's fine.
Okay. Give me one that actually coincides and goes along with Harry's pick here. Give me step by step.
You got a second pick here, Taylor.
Oh, I do have a second pick. So if I want to keep it in that era, but not part of the whole TGIF lineup, give me Martin.
Ooh, that's a solid pick. I mean, personally, I like the Steve Harvey show a little bit more myself, but Martin was a good choice. I'm going to go for one of those back end of the board picks right here that I feel like this is a good one because it launched multiple careers here in the U.S., even though it was a conversion of an old British show. Give me Third Rock from the Sun.
Great show.
I've just put Third Rock, but we all know what you mean. Go for it. Yeah. Eric, you got your last 2 picks.
Now, One of them because someone, in a rare instance, actually sniped one of my picks. This
Taylor.
I was afraid of. This I had planned. For my second pick, also staying in the NBC must-see TV realm, but good, well paired in the lineup. It could be on the board with low seating. Mad About You.
I don't know. The reboot that they did kind of damaged the original to me.
I don't deal with the reboot.
I didn't even know they had a reboot until I was looking at eras, and like Mad About You was like it started in '93 and it went till 2018. I go, no, it didn't.
No, I saw that and I'm like, no, this is when it ended. This is when it does justice. Bam, done.
Nice.
So what show that has a new reboot are you going to pick next? Because has anybody watched the new Frasier? Is it any good?
I have not watched it.
I have not watched the new Frasier yet myself.
I
try not to.
The only returning character is Fraser Crane, from what I've read.
Then automatically it's disqualified in my mind.
Yeah.
At least bring back Niles, but again, that's besides
David Hyde Pierce refused to do the show. Didn't want to tarnish the legacy of the original.
See, the man knows better. Another one that part of my lineup, and again, I can guarantee myself points, maybe sacrificing the win here. Roseanne.
That's high seed.
Roseanne.
Yeah, you're right.
That's got to be high seed. But
again, this is another one.
You did pick three that all came back.
Not intentional, but part of it. But again,
well, she was only around for like one season of the reboot.
She was only around. I think the show's still going, isn't it?
I'm starting to think Eric didn't watch anything in the '90s, and he's just watching these new reboots, and he's like, "Oh, they're reboots. I guess this counts."
Well, look, Boy Meets World, Girl Meets World. Hello. I'm not the only one.
When down the line, when we do best 90s professional wrestlers, Eric's just going to look at those that returned at the Royal Rumble and went, he must have been good. That Gilbert guy came back multiple times.
I want to be part of that.
Wrestlers, who said I was going to be on that show? I'm taking that day off.
I need clarification for a show here real quick. Rather not intelligible.
Okay.
Just shoot me.
Yeah. Well, timing-wise...
I need clarification that timing-wise it's eligible because
because I thought about that one as well, and it's like it just missed.
I can honestly tell you, I have the bracket. It's already set, obviously, before we start this show, but I can't remember exactly what's all on there because I had a long list of shows I had to go get clarification for and stuff. That one came out in '97, and it went till 2003. Technically, that's 4 years in the 2000s. And just 3 years in the '90s, so it is not eligible.
Oh shoot!
All right, then I'll find myself in a situation here. Give me Caroline in the City. Then it might be a low end pick.
Okay, so I'm surprised this one didn't come up. It might actually be in the top. In my opinion, it should be because this is a show that everybody says another very popular show from the '90s pretty much ripped off. So I'm hoping it's on the bracket because I was a big fan of it growing up. Give me Living Single.
Another one of those in that particular lineup, especially that night of the week, underrated. Very underrated.
Very great show.
Damn it! I just thought of one that I should have replaced Caroline in the City with.
You want to just say it? I mean, the picks are in, but
yeah, Married with Children would have probably been a better pick.
Yeah, and for my ones that I was thinking completely off the reservation, I could have gone, Unhappily Ever After or All Right Already, but
I didn't pick Married with Children because that thing should be guaranteed points. But low points. Otherwise, there's shenanigans afoot.
Yeah, if Mary,
Again,
if
there is rancidness in that Randy goods, sir. I have
If-
fallen victim
if
to
Ma-
it.
if
multiple
Married
times.
with Children isn't a top 8 pick, then what the hell are we doing?
The
here?
legitimacy is blown.
Welcome to Bad Brackets, Robert.
He's
To
not
change it to
wrong.
bad seating.
All right. Let's get underway. First bracket here, the 13 seed and the 20 seed. Shall we give away some points?
Immediately?
The nanny.
I was thinking the nanny.
Oh.
I hate Fran Drescher.
No, we're not giving away points. Wings.
Wings, great.
The nanny versus Wings. I was really hoping one of you would pick Wings for your pick because that is my underrated show from this section.
Oh, I
Didn't-
could have thought
so
about
good.
one in that same
Didn't care for
lineup
it.
that was also underrated.
Mm.
For me, you can lean where I'm
The-
going in.
Didn't care for it. That being said, the older daughter on the nanny, especially in the later seasons, yeah, that's legit.
Just win a different way. All right, everybody got their picks ready? It's one of my favorite shows getting ready to go bye-bye.
Yeah, probably.
Let's see it. Nanny. Robert, thank you for giving the pity vote. I'll let you
It
talk
is-
about Wings for a moment.
Oh, it has nothing to do with Wings. I can't stand Fran Drescher.
Oh.
So I do like Tim Daly, dude. I think he's fantastic and he was great in the show. But just Fran Drescher's just terrible. So
I'm not gonna say that her voice is the easiest on the palette, but I do think
Sure.
the nanny was very
We-
well written.
yeah, sure. But also you got to remember. So Wings actually helped launch some good careers too. Tony Shalhoub.
I was just about
so,
to
I
mention
mean-
Tony Shalhoub.
He stole
Yeah,
that
so-
show. He stole
Yeah,
that
he's
show.
fantastic as a taxi driver. So it's just.
Well,
But yeah,
similar to Taxi from the 70s and the launch of the career of one Andy Kaufman.
yeah, absolutely.
And I'm blanking on the guy's name, the guy that was the big repairman. He played a lot of characters exactly like that. I'll look it up real quick. Eric, talk about Nanny real quick.
Again, while Fran Drescher, you don't necessarily get the voice. I get it. It's grating on the ears. I think they kind of turned that part into a well-written sort of using that gimmick to go along the show, proving the fish out of water aspect with the, upper crust aristocratic family. I love the butler. Even in the season where he didn't
Miles.
speak. Yeah, he was really more that glue. I wish at times he could have gotten more screen time, but they worked around it and it was well done.
I thought the ex-wife was pretty good on that show too. The mother of the kids.
By the way, the repairman in Wings I was thinking of was played by Thomas Hayden Church.
Yes.
The guy from Coach.
Absolutely.
He was in all.
Sure. He's in a lot of stuff though.
Spider-Man 3 is the one
Yeah.
I jumped to right off the bat. I didn't realize he was in the new Twisted Metal until I was.
So is
looking up
Samoa
his
Joe.
name. Yeah, well, I knew Samoa Joe, or at least the body of Samoa Joe.
Voiced by Batman, I believe, right? I think.
Can't remember. But anyways, Nanny
Go on
moves
that.
on. Let's move
But,
on
yeah.
to the 12 and 21 seed, and I got to go back and look real quick. And yes, I teased points in the first matchup. Points are awarded in this matchup as the 12th seed. is
That's
Family
low.
Matters.
That is way
Low.
See?
Wait,
I
until
didn't-
the rest of these shows are so good, guys.
rancid.
Hold on. Just wait.
Rancid.
The 21 seed. Mad about you, Eric.
See, I knew.
Defending
knew with
champion
that
with
one.
big points.
Big points, but no advancements.
Hey, points on the board or points on the board?
Yeah. Sorry, Paul Reiser. Get effed.
I'm not sorry.
Hey.
He can kick rocks. It's terrible. The show is
Yeah,
terrible.
no. Clean sweep.
Yeah.
Again,
Okay,
I
I
knew
just-
on the board it was going to be some rancidness, but I thought,
That show should not be in a top 24. I'm
That's why with that, I specifically thought, hey, if he's rancid enough to put it on the bracket, the third
Drew-
best show.
Drew
in that
McIntyre will make a
lineup-
shirt for this. Drew McIntyre is going to make a shirt for this.
Will that still be relevant in 3 weeks? We'll find out.
Right. The level of actors that was in Mad About You. It was dry humor. I can't say I remember a ton about it, but I have seen some episodes about Mad About You.
Also,
Again,
another person.
these are not the rankings of how I like these shows. There are some personal biases, of course, but Mad About You gets in there because it was showing up on all sorts of different lists that I was able
I'm mad about this selection.
Speaking, we were having a conversation, like I mentioned earlier, with Daniel Feischl, the crush for Boy Meets World. Family Matters had another one of my big crushes when I was a kid, Myra Monkhouse. May she rest in peace.
Family Matters was a fantastic show. I'm excited for its second round matchup, but we'll get to that.
I'm a huge purveyor of Family Matters talk, I guess, on TikTok, man. The scenes are always popping up. I love it.
We will give away more points.
Fewer points. Anybody want to take a guess at one of their safe picks that ended up being Seinfeld?
Nobody picked that in their bracket.
Frasier, excuse me.
You wish. Boy Meets World, Harry.
I mean, as a 4 seed, that makes sense, though.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell me Daniel Feischl versus Fran Drescher? Come on, people. This one's easy.
Didn't say all the matchups were going to be hard.
Apologize for my crude drawing, but
I'm clean sweeping this one.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No,
before we get into the Boy Meets World talk, we'll just go ahead and move on to the next matchup because Boy Meets World will get a lot more love.
Absolutely.
The championship matchup of this bracket, but I'm talked about that was an easy matchup between the Nanny.
I'm a little pissy that he's going to try to put Family Matters against Boy Meets World.
Will I?
I'm curious what he has at number 5.
Or will Family Matters have a tougher matchup with Home Improvement?
Ooh.
Oh, you dirty, rotten bastard.
I knew this matchup was going to be fun.
You dirty, rotten bastard.
I swear.
Honestly, 4 and 5, not real much argument with your seeding on that.
Thank you. I told you when you guys got mad at 12 seed for Family Matters. I'm
but
there are so many good shows in the 90s.
No, I swear, if you pull something for the 7-10 matchup, I swear on everything, we're making a flight. I'm making a flight. Okay?
I want to try that cheeseburger that Hagen talked about last week.
Right. All right. Get your votes in. Robert's already announcing his.
By the narrowest of margins, I'm taking Family Matters.
So we're tied 1-1. Eric, split the vote.
That's fine.
I knew this matchup was going to be really, really tough. Robert, go ahead and talk about Home Improvement.
Listen, Family Matters had a lot of great life lessons, but a lot of people missed that Home Improvement had that as well. How to deal with raising children as a single father, the drugs and everything with and drinking and dealing with kids, raising children, yeah, and just in general.
How
right?
dare you not put any respect on Jill?
Hold on, and then it also launched careers. Like
I think he was talking about Toolman's
before
brother
Baywatch
was a single dad. Jill was the wife. Tim was not.
Yeah, it was Tim's brother.
Father.
Yeah, it was Tim's brother.
Was the single dad.
Who was great in Hot Shots, by the way.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, that was raising as a single father, and I remember that episode distinctly. But yeah, and then Al is fantastic.
Richard
like
Karn.
the way they're able to play off each other was just fantastic. I mean,
the chemistry between the two of them is undeniable.
Heidi. Plus, guys, it's the 90s. Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Come on. JTT.
He dominated.
He did.
He dominated then and then just.
Yeah, well, I mean.
As did Home Improvement.
Yeah. Home Improvement dominated, and as soon as Jonathan Brandis offed himself, JTT took over.
We're going to continue talking about all three of these. I'm not going to cut anybody off real quick. I just made a notice that the final three that we had in this bracket, Home Improvement, Family Matters, and Boy Meets World, what do they all have in common?
TGIF.
Well, that too. But they're also all known for having the neighbor. The neighbor was a huge part.
Urkel, Wilson, and Feeney.
Yeah, Feeney number one, though.
But before we get to the championship matchup, just real quick thoughts on Home Improvement from Harry or Eric?
I loved Home Improvement as well, but to me, when I think of that 90s kitsch family sitcom, like that show that everybody got together every single week to watch, it was Family Matters in my household.
Does anybody remember the show that Family Matters was a spinoff from?
Yeah, it was the fucking pardon my language. The Bronson Pinchot show, freaking
Perfect Stranger.
There you go. Yeah, I couldn't remember. I knew the actor.
The minute that you said Bronson Pinchot, thank you, because that jogged my memory.
Yeah,
I just loved in the 80s and 90s, and I guess even before that. You go Dick Van Dyke to Mary Taylor Moore to Rhonda. Just the amount of shows that just spun off of each other, but a lot of times you don't even realize that they were spun off.
Well, you guys were talking, for example, you guys were talking about Everybody Loves Raymond and King of Queens here. King of Queens is actually an Everybody Loves Raymond spinoff.
Yep. Not to mention both of those characters, Doug Heffernan and Ray Verone, appeared on episodes of Cosby. Not the Cosby Show, the One Foot in the Grave Cosby.
Gotta love it.
There's a joke there about Cosby and 1 foot, but I'm just not going to make it.
We will move on. Championship match of this bracket: Boy Meets World, Family Matters. I'm so glad I'm just the host for this one.
Yeah, this is a real dick move, Isabel.
You did it
again. The rant.
I was doing my best to. I was doing my best to try to make it Wings versus Mad About You. You guys turned it into Boy Meets World versus Family Matters. All right. It's also not true, but I'm just trying to say I was trying to give you an easier matchup, and you guys just would not take it. One for Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
Eric?
Harry, I'm gonna make this. This time it's gonna be on you.
Harry, who makes the final four?
Need I say the words Danielle Feischl once more?
Yeah, it was a great battle, but yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Overall character base, I think Family Matters was more in depth. You had Eddie as the son, you had Laura as the daughter, Urkel as the neighbor, Little Richie for the later seasons as well. But as somebody who was a teenager in the 90s, I turned 13 in 1998, so the TGIF lineup is right as I hit my teenage years.
Yeah.
And there were those that say that the Power Ranger Kimberly is like the ultimate crush. Then for me, it was Topanga.
And don't underestimate how good and how much you can learn from Alan Matthews, man. That William Russ was fantastic.
The dad on Boy Meets World, absolutely.
When Sean was being brainwashed by the cult and the cult leader and all that stuff to, with all the boys bad, that was fantastic.
The whole thing as far as like the company softball game
and the whole, not to mention the whole thing with Sean's adoption with the teacher from the school as well. Like so hitting that hard hitting subject as well. Yeah, this is a very it. I mean, I know I had it as one of my picks. It's one of my favorite sitcoms of all time. I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
I did not put it in my final four. I'm regretting that at this particular moment.
I didn't pick it because I didn't think it would be top 4, but I thought it'd be low.
But I have absolutely no qualms with Boy Meets World being a semifinalist.
I will reveal it right now. Boy Meets World did not make anybody's final four. So. But
I probably had it at 5 or 6 personally in my.
I thought about it. There were like 3 or 4. Like you could ask Isabel. I made a last second change to my final 4 right before we went live.
For sure. All right, there are your points through the first quadrant of the bracket. Your defending champion with a dominating 21
for a bullshit show that wasn't funny.
Lead.
Look,
yeah,
I'm not saying that it was. I'm just saying sometimes the rancidness pays off. Sometimes.
Let's move on to quadrant number 2, and right in the middle, have some fun with some single name shows.
Is Robert about to get points for Martin here?
I should, but
First up is
oh god, this
Ellen?
show's terrible.
Overrated.
Ah,
versus Martin.
oh,
Points for Robert. And this might be a quick matchup.
yeah. Gina.
The only thing that Ellen is known for is the fact that DeGeneres came out during the show. It does not hold up.
Yeah.
It does not hold water. It wasn't funny then. In my opinion, Ellen's not even a great stand-up comic either.
Yeah.
The show is only memorable because of the fact that she came out as gay during the show, and it was such a big taboo thing at the time.
Yeah. I would have put that lower than Mad About You. That's how much I
wouldn't have even complained. I would not have complained.
I wouldn't have put it on the bracket.
These lists are. I know you're compiling and all that.
Yeah.
It's an aggregate and all that, but Jesus, these
It's
aggregates,
part
these
compiling,
lists
it's part personal.
people
And
are
sometimes
putting-
you just you put the single names together.
You made it a clean sweep, right, Eric?
Bro, man, from the fifth flow.
Are.
Sorry, yeah, this was always going to be a clean sweep.
Oh yeah. Sometimes there's easy matchups in the bracket. All okay. How about we move on?
Oh, I just realized what he's about to do to us. What do you want to bet the number 1 seed is Fresh Prince?
Oh,
I mean, rightfully so. To be honest, if
I don't disagree.
I would disagree on a personal level, but I wouldn't disagree if somebody had it as number 1.
I could see him putting Fresh Prince here in order to do the ethnic diversity comedies against each other.
No, you make that face. You make that freaking face, Isbell. Don't sit there and think that you hadn't at least thought about it.
The number 1 seed is in a minute. Let's focus on the 9 and the 24, and let's focus.
Which is code for he knows his bell is rung at this particular moment.
Let's move on to another single name
Isabel?
show and points given away to your defending champion.
Okay,
Frasier.
okay.
9 seems low for Frasier.
You guys keep saying that, but then you love all the other shows that are in front of these things. I will say this right now. I do not agree with this being as low as 24. It rarely showed up on other things. This is a personal favorite of mine that I had to make sure was on the bracket. So I pushed it in, and I didn't want to push it higher.
Small wonder.
No, Coach.
Ooh, Coach is
I love
underrated.
I love Coach.
Coach is underrated.
You're talking to 3 sports fans and 3 football fans at that.
I think we have the first major upset.
Yeah,
in the seeding.
I'm getting the vote, but I'm not. Again, one of the teams in the
this
whole
is actually one of. This
Go
is
ahead.
one of the This is one of the shows we talked about off air when we recorded our last episode as to whether or not it was eligible. Yeah. And the reason we talked about it is the fact that we just did the Super Bowl episode there, and we talked. It immediately bled over into the conversation about the 90s sitcom one there, and I'm like, Coach has to be on there, right?
No joke. There was so much movement over the couple of weeks where I was trying to put this list together and changing what shows were eligible. This always sat at 24 because I rarely saw it on any list, but I had to have it because I love this show.
So objectively speaking, is Coach a better show than Frasier? No, but personal bias.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You give me Craig T. Nelson. Yeah, give me the Dapper Poltergeist. I'm all about it. Let's
Hayden T. Fox and the Minnesota State Screaming Eagles.
Not to mention the NFL franchise based in Orlando was a direct, you could call it parody, homage, or whatever, to my Jaguars. Yeah. I can't be mad.
No, this.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's a feature. It's a feature, Mr. Incredible, in a comedy sitcom. Let's go.
Well, also the guy who played Jerry on the show was Jerry on the show was fantastic as well. Mm-hmm. And especially like the later seasons where he's starting to deal with like onset dementia while still trying to coach.
Fantastic.
That was Jerry Van Dyke, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Van Dyke family. Yeah.
He was so
Yeah.
close.
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah.
Sitcom
That's-
royalty there.
That's just Hollywood royalty right there.
Speaking
So-
of sitcom royalty, number one was an absolute no-brainer. Whether you like it or not, it's the most popular show that came
Seinfeld.
out in the time.
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
Close.
Friends. Oh. Ooh. I know. So
Friends
when I
got
mentioned
way more when it hit Netflix than Seinfeld
Yeah.
did.
So when I
Seinfeld
picked-
is going to be a high seed, I will say
so when I
that.
was talking about it, I picked Living Single earlier.
Mhm.
This was what I was saying. But even saying that, I have a strong connection to the show.
We're done here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pity vote because I saw the later seasons of Friends and I thought it's, for me personally,
Got better.
decent. I can get, a lot of
Well,
people are saying,
consider-
some of the hate, not all of it is justified, but it's just like,
Well, we talked about a couple of the other shows like Home Improvement, and look at the careers it launched. Look at the careers that Friends launched as well.
Mhm.
Like most of the main characters on the show were absolute nobodies when the show started and became the biggest acts in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Matthew Perry went on to continue to dominate the sitcom genre for years to come.
Well, it was just really well written, and in terms of like comedy. Sure, they lifted a lot of the themes and stories from Living Single, admittedly, but it was the chemistry with all the actors was better than the chemistry with the actors and actresses in Living Single. So I think that's why it
Absolutely.
played off a lot better. And I mean, it was anchored by the Ross and Rachel story, which was really well done.
See, I think
We were on a break. It was
See,
the
I think-
greatest thing ever.
I think Chandler and Monica is probably the marquee story of this show.
not to mention the
Chandler's my
underlying
favorite on the show.
underlying
So
stuff about Chandler and how it has appealed to larger
Yeah.
themes in society from his character based on the Friends run. I completely get it.
Yeah.
Could
I
I
thought the
be?
relationship with Joey and Chandler actually was the best part. Like if we're talking about just relationship in general, because I just their interactions with each other, and the fact that Joey was the first one to figure out Chandler and Monica, the dumbest guy in the show, was the first one to figure it out, was a fantastic moment.
That being said, and this will spark controversy. I don't care. How I Met Your Mother is a better version of Friends.
How I Met Your Mother can kick rocks because of the finale.
I don't disagree. The fact that Ted and Robin end up together is bullshit. But the entirety
Ruined
of the
the whole
run
thing.
there, that show is better show for show than Friends was.
Yeah. How I Met Your Mother, fantastic show, other than trying to show you how he actually met his mother. It got rough.
Exactly.
Once
Yeah,
they
that
actually
last-
had to get to that point, it got off the rails. I agree.
Yeah,
I
that
absolutely
last
love
season was kind of a mess. I won't disagree with you.
Hmm.
It's like Game of Thrones. Let's go on to
Whoa,
the
don't
last
get me
one
started.
of this bracket.
All right, this better be better than Home Improvement, because if it's not, you're going to catch shit from us.
What? Home Improvement to higher seed than 8.
Or
It was 7, I believe.
Family
Right?
Matters,
Oh,
excuse
oh.
me. Family Matters, excuse me.
It will be because it's about to be Al Bundy. No, ooh. Wait, yeah, they were mostly in the 90s. That's right.
Yep.
88, I think, right? 88,
Started in
89.
the late
Yeah.
80s, but
Yep.
most of their run
Had a
in the
good
90s.
run.
This,
Amazing show.
this is painful.
I got to think. I mean,
Can you guys still agree that everything above Family Matters has been legit?
I
still?
would say Family Matters is probably better than Full House.
But
I
it's-
agree
it's
there.
8 to 12, it's close. Or was it
We'll see-
11? What was it?
We'll see what
8 to 12.
Frasier I would put above. Why does he always go first?
out.
Because he only watched part of a show. He doesn't realize for me to go 1, 2, 3 reveal.
Oh,
Well, that's only
And he's
for
also
the
the anti-Hagen. Hagen last week was like taking forever to reveal every week. Robert's like,
okay. So I
ready
didn't
to
catch
go.
that part. So I'm sorry, but in the very first, when he first started, everybody just started throwing stuff up
Yeah,
on
you
the
guys-
first couple.
Yeah, we just jumped on it. It's fine.
There was
It's
no,
good.
yeah, there was no structure here,
jump on
Broadhurst.
it. Jump on it.
Okay,
Jump on
okay.
it.
All right. Let's see.
I apologize.
Full House.
Full House.
Yeah.
I can't
Cut
make this
it
a full
out.
slate. I can't. Not for this one. It's
Eric? Eric, how rude.
You need to start playing
well,
some heartfelt music, and we need to have an intervention with Eric here.
Look,
Coach
if
was
this turns
absolutely
into a
great.
very special episode,
Ironically,
I will make it a very special episode, but not the way that you're thinking.
Ironically enough, of the three of us, Eric is probably the closest personality-wise to Bob Saget.
What, dead?
My dog.
Oh no!
Wow.
Out of bounds. Out of
The views and
bounds.
opinions of Robert Taylor do not.
I'm sorry.
Fucking-
I'm sorry. That was rude. So, a friendly exterior, but really just a
Yes.
cooked out. Okay.
Yes.
Vulgar. Okay.
Friendly exterior, but a deviant at heart.
Yes.
That's better.
All right. Friends, Full House.
Okay,
Who
I will wait now,
meets
guys.
Boy Meets World. Final
Randy,
four.
you did it to me again.
Was this the one you changed though?
Actually, I think it might have been. I think
Yeah,
Full
so
House
that's-
might have been the one I pulled.
Yeah, it was.
Well, in that case, I'm going for Friends.
So
Hi.
yeah, I almost did it to you again.
Yeah, really.
Oh, I was waiting for the 3, 2, 1, but hi, I'm Robert. Could I be wearing any more clothes?
It's over.
Yeah.
The
And
pity
you
vote
go,
goes to
Eric.
Full. The pity vote goes to Full House. But
I can't disagree with this one. Eric, why did you go Full House?
To me, like I said, even though I got on the Friends train late, Full House was more beginning, middle, and end for me. No reboot because, and I fundamentally, even though you had the chemistry with everything with Friends, the fact that Chandler, yes, with everything with Monica, as an intellectual at heart, and kind of that inadvertently promoting anti-intellectualism, I can't go for it. And boy, hell, can I give you subtext on a lot of those different themes.
Are you talking about the same like context about 3 single dudes allegedly straight just living in a house together and
they were brothers, sir.
raising
I wasn't going to go down that
brother-in-law,
road, but I could.
best friend? Most likely they were actually Joey's kids.
All right, you
They
look
look
at
anything
your
like them.
look at your leaderboard halfway through this. Eric still with the lead, looking to become a 2-time champion before he does not show up for next week's episode, unless he wants to try to figure out what a Pokemon is.
Oh, no, I know what Pokemon are. I played a little bit of Red and Blue.
You're gonna
but
rank Pokemon? That's awesome.
Yeah,
you try to get me to delve into even the original.
You think his
Under
sitcom ratings are
51,
shitty?
And I'm checking out. I'm sorry.
we're ranking Pokemon with my 15-year-old son. All right, we're gonna have a lot of fun next week.
Okay, wait, that seems unfair.
Apple
Since
falls
he's
far
one
from
of,
the tree. You know.
correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't your son one of the contestants on that show?
No, that's what I'm saying. He's going to do the show. He's not helping me do the rankings.
Okay, good.
He's doing the show.
Okay. I want to
fix-
be on it. And be like, shut up,
I'm-
please. No, just
I'm
kidding.
about to say, if I have to call standards and practices into next week's episode, full referee shirt, I will.
Big
All
facts.
right, let's get on to bracket number 3, and let's
Give me
give
some
out
points.
some
Living
more
single, something.
points.
Step by step. God. Roseanne.
Oh, okay. I'm glad.
That's low.
Thank you, Robert, for sniping my pick. So I had to pick that one on the fly. Much appreciated.
That is low. Right. Oh my god. For that show. All right. Whew. Carrie show.
Ooh.
Drew
Ooh.
Carey versus Roseanne.
I was told I could not pick that for my bracket.
Yeah, because we had discussed that one before about whether it was
Eligible.
or not.
I will put it out into the open right now. I don't think it's a secret to most of the people on the show. It is my favorite sitcom of all time.
Well, Roseanne had Dan, which was fantastic. The episode where I forgot her name right off the top of my head. The sister got beat by her boyfriend, and Dan just looks at Roseanne. Roseanne looks at him. He grabs the jacket and leaves.
Mhm.
Powerful shit.
Mm-hmm.
Very.
But I used to stay up late to watch Drew Carey. I have an attachment. I think it's fantastic. I love Drew Carey.
Harry, you think you're gonna like this right now? Clean sweep, baby.
What an upset.
Clean sweep.
Yeah.
Especially, I paid attention as much as I could, even for all the special gap episodes they
I didn't even
did
think
for winning
about
the
Drew Carey.
contest.
We talk about like the neighbors, the best friends, the sidekick characters here.
Mhm.
Drew Carey had maybe two of the best of all time in Oswald and Lewis as a combo.
Mhm.
Not just Oswald and Lewis, but the eternal, like, over-the-top rivalry.
Mimi.
Sometimes. Yep.
Ryan Stiles and Diedrich Bader are two of the funniest dudes.
I don't know if you
Ever.
watched. I don't know if you watched
So-
American Housewife.
No, but
Okay, so you know Mike and Molly, right?
yes.
Molly's sister on the show got a spin-off or got a show off of it called American Housewife that was on ABC. Diedrich Bader plays the husband, and he is freaking fantastic on it.
I just remember Diedrich Bader in the Beverly Hillbillies movie as being a bright spot, along with obviously, Ernest himself. And then Ryan Stiles, just in everything he's done. Hot Shots Part 2, pardon my language, sorry.
Whose line?
Whose line is it anyways?
Yep.
That's
Oh, yeah.
fantastic.
Oh no!
Oh,
When we get to sketch shows, whose line better be on there?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah. He looked
So
crazy.
technically, there's no sketches. It's all off. the
Gosh!
cuff. Are you trying to tell me that whose line is scripted, sir?
I'm trying to
Absolutely
tell
not.
you that it's formatted, not scripted.
No, I know. I'm just teasing.
Because everything's made up and the points don't matter, at least in the American version.
Well,
I mean, if you look at Saturday Night Live with Jimmy Fallon era, I mean, nothing seems scripted there because they kept going off script because he couldn't do anything to save a sketch in his life.
I thought Fallon and Faye were solid on Weekend Update.
That was it.
Faye was crush.
All right, let's move on to the next one. This one is I love the show.
Okay, so you have this show ahead of Family Matters.
Yes,
I'm gonna hold that.
1,000% love this show. I am 1,000% unsure if you count it as a sitcom. However, it popped up all over the place, so I counted it as well. One of my favorite shows in the early 90s, if the thing will click. The Wonder Years.
That was an
mostly
80s.
I thought
That
it
was an
mostly
80s show.
Nope.
That's misbracketed.
Would you call that a sitcom, though?
Yeah, again, it was one where I was unsure if it was a sitcom, but it showed up in all of the sitcom rankings.
I don't consider it part of the 90s.
It came out it was in 88 is when it was released, and it went till 1993. 4 years in the 90s,
You
2 years
dirty
in the
rotten
80s.
scoundrel.
So
What are
that
you
part
putting against
counts.
it?
Yeah. Because I don't consider it a sitcom. I'm kind of like,
Spin City.
Oh, this is easy.
Again, Wonder Years is a fantastic show. I almost didn't put it on there.
In my opinion, one of the most underrated sitcoms of all time.
Spin City was good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it's a sweet.
Again, I 1,000% love Wonder Years. I have zero problem with it.
oh, Wonder Years is great, dude.
But
Really fun. Really good.
it only made the bracket because it was on like every list I looked at.
I did like
all right.
I did like how you put it up against Spin City. Apparently you wanted to shake things up a bit. Come on, Eric. Come on.
You saw my reaction to that. I threw my whiteboard.
We will talk about Spin City in a moment. Anybody else want to just throw out a love for
Never watched it.
Sitcom, not sitcom Wonder Years, which was so good.
Never
Winnie.
watched it.
Grew up to be absolutely batty. It was great. Wonder Years was great. It was fantastic. That's one of those shows right in that same era. Like I made a joke earlier, Small Wonder with Vicky the Robot and everything. So, Wonder Years was great. I loved Wonder Years. I just didn't think of it when thinking sitcom.
Yeah. Again, I wouldn't have put it on there, but it was on every sitcom list that I was looking up. So I finally just went script, and it made the years deal. This matchup could get really difficult for one Harry Broadhurst.
Uh-oh.
Mr. loves the Drew Carey show, but does he love it more than the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Personally, yes. Do I think it's a better show than The Fresh Prince?
Drew Carey versus Will Smith. Go for it.
How come you don't want me, man?
That
show is cinema on the small screen.
Mm-hmm.
The episode where the boys are in jail as well, and Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv come in there and just start raising hell.
Oh, honey, you haven't even begun. She was about to fight the cops. It was so good.
And then my favorite scene from the entire show, the hustler in the pool hall.
I was about to bring up the hustler
and
episode.
Phil comes in and just wrecks him with Lucille.
Oh, 100%. I do like the when they were arguing with Uncle Phil, Carlton and Will about rent and everything like that, and then they're telling their whole story to the judge, and it's just like Uncle Phil's this monster that's going in and just smashing everything and threatening people. I thought Carlton was great.
Eric, I'll let you get your thoughts in a second, but this is another show like Boy Meets World that was such a good mix of comedy and hitting the hard topics, which is what you do in a sitcom.
And with something with Fresh Prince, and especially as it got later in the series, all the new things when high school and everything with the college years, all the new stuff that was going on and that could be incorporated, it was just handled delicately with hilarity and just beautifully, even to the very end.
That reminds me, I should have picked Saved by the Bell college years.
It's funny you should say that.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, you put it at 6? Oh, my God. Saved by the Bell. Wow.
By the Bell.
All right.
When I wake up in the morning.
Well, so I was going to, honestly, I was going to
on time.
pick that as one of my 3 earlier, but I was like, I didn't think it would make top 24 because the show is objectively terrible if you look back at it now.
I'm just going to say,
go back and watch it.
I'm just going to say that Zach Morris is trash.
Yeah, but it did help define a lot of my growing up. So.
Kelly Kapowski.
Eric, you doing a clean sweeper? You're going to give some love to Spin City?
Nah, this one.
I just got screwed by Harry, I just noticed too, because I was writing Saved by the Bell and he's singing the song, and I don't know if you saw it, but it said Saved by the Morning. I got Jedi mind tricked by Harry.
When I wake up in the morning.
Well, it's still 2 votes to 1 to none for Spin City. So we'll go ahead and move on, and we're just going to jump into it, and then we'll get into the fun discussion. Fresh Prince, Saved by the Bell, 2 shows that did a great job of the comedy and also hitting the serious topics.
Oh, disagree completely.
What are you talking about?
Disagree completely.
Hit the serious topic.
Not nearly as well as...
Occasionally.
I agree not as well, but they hit the serious topics.
And
Jessie and her testing Adderall problem.
I'm so excited.
Thank you.
I'm so scared. That, as an adult now, that is the funniest scene in. Oh, God.
Talk about very special episodes.
I think I have a feeling it'll be a clean sweep.
By the way, real quick before that, underrated portion of Saved by the Bell was the summer series, The Beach.
Agreed.
Yeah. So I thought it was great. Brought us Leah Remini as Stacey Crosley. Fantastic.
All right.
So, Saved by the Bell didn't even have the best sidekick. Jazz was better than Screech.
Always you always knew the outfit, and you always knew when he was going to get thrown out of the house because it was always the
dice
same.
in the mirror.
Oh yeah, there you go. That makes sense.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it's part of the logo at one point, too. So,
yeah. Listen, there are some fantastic sitcoms. There are just ones that are above the rest. 100%.
I'm going to.
And I haven't even seen the best one yet. So that's.
Well, there's only one bracket left.
It's going to be on there.
I am very happy that Drew Carey made the bracket. I would have probably pitched a bitch had it not.
So there you go, Erik now with a commanding lead, but he is done with his picks.
For now, Robert, knowing him, he might catch me. I'm not
Living Single is legitimately one of the 24 best sitcoms in history, or in the 90s. Like, literally, like, it's that good. Like, whether your aggregate found it that way, that was one thing. But
I feel Third Rock will be on there. I don't think Caroline will.
I think Third Rock's that would hurt it is its longevity. I think it was only 4 seasons. So I think.
Yeah, but look at all the people that it launched. French Stewart,
100%.
John Lithgow.
Have you seen Love Stinks with French Stewart and Bridget Wilson from Billy Madison? If you haven't seen that movie, check it out. It's fantastic.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You may have to go back to the archives. How many times have I had an episode where all 3 of my picks made the bracket?
Never.
Yeah.
This is history in of itself.
I don't think you even did last week when you won.
No, I didn't.
I hate to make this joke, but it's February. You know, we gotta.
Ahem. Say less, brother. Say less.
All right. I'm going to throw this out here.
Power to the people.
I'm going to throw this out here right now, and I will kind of give a spoiler going on. We have points in this matchup. First one is
Let's go!
Step 15 points for Robert Taylor.
Dana Burger. Yeah, let's go.
I will spoil that Robert Taylor was very close to doubling up on the points. Living Single almost made this bracket. I have never seen the show, and I will tell you right now, it was between that and this. The show I'm about to reveal, the only reason this one made the cut and the other one did it is because it worked really well, Step by Step versus Sister.
Get out of here. Living Single was a better show.
I love Sister, and I had never watched Living. I don't even know what channel Living Single was. I'd never heard of that show.
Yeah,
Fox.
It was on the Fox lineup.
That was during a time I didn't watch Fox.
Pretty sure Living
never
Single.
Heard of it.
Pretty sure Living Single aired around the same night in Living Color did.
It starred the voice of Kratos, T.C. Carson.
You can roll your eyes at me all you want to. Of these 2 shows, I prefer the Mowry sisters.
Yeah, I don't know. Thank you.
I'm sorry. As much as I like Sister, it went from being a kind of ha-ha funny and everything, but as it went to the later seasons, it went way towards the dramatic and everything, which, okay, in some ways I understand, but
my girl better be in.
Sometimes that even with me, I don't want to think. I just want to be entertained. Step by step to that space.
My girl better be in this matchup.
And talk about those crushes growing up, right? You got Danielle Fleischer and everybody. I mean, Angela Watson, right? So fantastic as Karen. Patrick Duffy. Awesome.
Suzanne Summers was fantastic as well.
Oh, yeah, she's great. And then Sasa Mitchell, man, the future kickboxer. So, non-Van Damme version, but.
Danica McKellar, and yeah, she is a dime piece these days.
Dime piece and an advocate for studying mathematics. Bonus points.
My girl better be in this matchup. Isabella, we're scrapping.
This is the final play-in matchup.
God, well, I can't get points.
My girl
for Harry.
10's high. 10's high. 10's way high.
I love this show.
I did
Who's
too.
Your girl?
It's way high. Melissa Joan Hart, Sabrina.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say
Sabrina versus
Sabrina
Third
better
Rock.
be on the bracket.
I will admit 10 is high for Third Rock, but I wanted to do Aliens versus Witches was the matchup.
The supernatural matchup here. Yeah, I get it.
And so Sabrina, I could not get higher up. So Third Rock did get bumped. Third Rock did get bumped a little.
Sabrina over Living Single is crazy to me, especially when we don't have I don't know, maybe you do, but maybe do Eat My Short or not Eat My Salute Your Shorts. Hey
show.
Dude.
Hey Dude.
Nickelodeon.
Are you sure they're mostly 80s?
Also,
100%.
Also, didn't he say at the start of this, Nickelodeon sitcoms are going to be their Nickelodeon and all those sitcoms are going to be their own?
Probably did.
Cartoons.
No.
Cartoons. Yeah, because Sabrina's.
Hey Dude would have made it because it was 89 to 91. Salute Your Shorts was very much 80s because I looked. I did look that one up. But Hey Dude, I just had very small.
No, I wouldn't have voted for Hey Dude personally. I was just throwing it out there.
But no, Salute Your Shorts would have made this list. It was one I looked up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, give me Lithgow.
2 words. Nick Buckeye.
Salem the Cat.
Boo.
Salem the Cat.
Terrible.
Norfolk from Angry Beavers. ESPN segments. Stu Dunphy. If we're going and live in color.
Flag on the play, though. Isn't it Bakay? Bakay?
No, he pronounces it Buckeye. It's spelled that way, but he pronounces it Buckeye.
All right. Well, point being is I'm good with Sabrina.
We got a special guest, everybody. So.
All right. Make sure he makes all the selections from right now. And if he's never watched the show, he's better start watching it.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So we have 2 shows to start with the letter S on to the next round.
Seinfeld.
Yeah. With Friends being one, I think it was pretty obvious who was the number 2 seed. Step by step.
I am going.
First is Seinfeld.
This is going to be on personal bias and favoritism.
That's what this show's about. Step by
upset.
step gets a vote.
Goodbye.
Get the upset. Get the upset.
Goodbye, Seinfeld.
Yeah. Just the one, but I'm sorry. No. Overall.
The show about nothing could be the show about kicking rocks.
The most overrated sitcom of all time.
The ending, by the way, the ending to Seinfeld is made very little sense. Even with it being about nothing, it's
the
like,
whole show made no sense. Yeah. It was funny. I enjoyed it. But...
And why we're calling out disgusting people, fuck Michael Richards too.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right.
But
what an upset. One I don't fully disagree with. I like Seinfeld, but Step by Step was really, really good.
Number 7 is going to win because there's only one show left that could be at number 7, and if it's not there,
call it.
It's Married with Children.
But you did not see my pattern.
Again,
Step by Step, Seinfeld, Sabrina. They all start with the letter S. Can we continue on, please?
I swear to God, if you didn't put
Married with... I came up with brackets that have designs. I put Third Rock and Sabrina, and I knew Sabrina would move on.
You did not put Married with Children on the bracket.
How many times did I say
Married with Children on the bracket, guys? Come on!
You had me so angry. I'm not even gonna write it. It's just
I love Sabrina, but no, Married with Children is so much better. It's a
you had me, Randy.
Zero chance that I was not gonna put this on the list.
I love Sabrina.
Before Harry, I'll let you get your talk about Sabrina and Married with Children. I will say this right now: I did not change the ranking for Married with Children when I knew Robert Taylor was going to be on the show, because all he talked about when I asked him if he'd be on was the show. But I made sure it was the last one revealed, just for fun. But it was always a 17.
Fair enough. Well played.
He did with me last week when he said, "Oh, go ahead and give a spiel." Then I give a spiel, and he tried to swerve me.
Yeah,
that show was great with Steve Rhodes. on it, and I think actually it's an underrated piece of the show's history because it just became so much more outrageous and funny with Jefferson when Ted McKinley joined the show, and it became more unrealistic, but it was just absolutely hilarious and the greatest.
Marcy
one
Chicken.
of those shows I watched with my family, my parents. We as a family watched that show growing up.
Marcy Darcy, the next door neighbor.
Yeah.
All right. So I have a horrendous bias towards Sabrina the Teenage Witch. We've talked about this before. Melissa Joan Hart was my first celebrity crush as Sabrina. Then it was Daniel Feischl in Boy Meets World as Topanga. But Katie Seagal as Peg. And the daughter, Kelly. I'm drawing a blank on her. Christina Applegate.
Well, you got to remember some of the other people that show. Tia Carrere was on that show as well. You had what's her name from the Dogma and all that from the Eskyverse was on that show as a cousin's wife at one point. I forgot her name, but at the top of my head, a lot of people on that show.
Let's also talk about the wrestling crossover for Married with Children as well.
That's right, Big Bertha. I know. Yeah,
and then No Ma'am.
Yeah.
So
the non-organization of men against Amazonian masterhood.
So real quick, can we all now agree that my top 8 were legit?
Can you reveal the top 8 again?
Yes, I will agree. Third Rock is not better than Family Matters at 12. But again, I said I wanted to get that matchup with the witches and the aliens. But my top 8 better than Family Matters: Boy Meets World, Home Improvement. You both said you agreed on. Friends and Full House.
Yeah,
Full House was the close one, but it was 8. Fresh Prince, Saved by the Bell, and Seinfeld and Married with Children. I told you there was so
I would probably
many
put Family
shows.
Matters ahead of Saved by the Bell.
Possibly, yeah.
I would put Family Matters ahead of Saved by the Bell.
But they're all close. There's so many.
It's fine. Some of
this
these.
Is a hell.
I do think Living Single not being on there is an absolute travesty.
That was
has nothing to do with me picking it, but
it was a gap in the shows that I had watched. So
yeah,
I wanted the step-by-step sister matchup, so it was literally the last one cut.
You could have left it on. I mean, you know what? You put sister on there, so it's okay for the month of February. We're good. I mean,
that's twice he's made that joke now.
I mean, the sister is great. We had what's his name, Batman from Immature. So,
all right, Step by Step or Married with Children, which one makes the final 4?
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm just gonna probably just not have to write anything ever again.
Eric, go ahead and reveal yours.
I don't think this is close.
Santa got on his sled and he cut wind with glee. You're married with children. You'll never be free.
Harry?
Yeah. The Sam Kinison Christmas episode was fantastic.
Robert, I will edit out yours to say Step by Step.
Love and marriage goes together like a horse and carriage.
If I was not worried about YouTube destroying one of those episodes, I would do a sitcom theme show episode. Same thing with wrestling theme songs; they would get destroyed by copyright claims.
Daddy, I thought of a stay. I thought of one. Daddy, Alabama, R.
All right, let's look at the points one more time before we get into the final 4. And it is looking like Eric could be your second 2-time champion. He has a 12-point lead over Robert. There's 13 points available.
Yes, and somebody
as far as bonuses, but
weirder things have happened. So I'm not.
There is absolutely no way. There's no way
I could get you.
There's no way Eric didn't get at least 2 in the final 4.
Hey, I'm trying to create drama.
You keep trying.
You did with Mad About You in the top 24.
I'm trying to be like The Rock and just letting everything build up and make people wonder where it's going to happen, and then I'm going to just drop the.
Well, you keep it up, I'm going to hit you in the fucking teeth.
And just like that storyline, this actually was planned. So.
See, but it's like a lot of other situations. Like The Rock says all the time, they're good, but they're not good enough.
Is that what you think, Eric?
You threw a Hail Mary on Mad About You, and just because you're not Trevor Lawrence, it was not intercepted. So
simple as this. As I said, I know that man's
we're gonna.
I've been trying to figure it out for a while, and I said with Randy, hey, these are my 3. I'm rolling with it.
Wait a second. And I say this as a Bills fan. You're going to make fun of Lawrence for the interceptions when Josh Allen's sitting right here.
Yeah, well, I do with Josh Allen too much, so I kind of had to spread it.
Or Zach Wilson above you.
Nope. Technically, his quarterback played about 4 snaps.
Yeah.
So.
And through 0 interceptions. Thank you very much.
So I told him for the start of next season, he's like, Rodgers comes back next season, and then he's lost for the season on snap 7.
I mean, to be fair, though, he put as much effort into these brackets as his quarterback did this last season. So,
yeah, how did your quarterback put in more effort in the offseason than he did in the regular season?
How's he still putting more effort in on the talk shows than he did in the regular season?
Hey, some people just need a darkness.
I'm sorry, I'm just really mad about that living single. I would have won if you put that in. So
sure. All right, guys. And
Pat
writing.
Pat McAfee stands for the Aaron Rodgers talk.
Boy Meets World versus Friends. Our first semifinal matchup. Go ahead and write down who moves on.
What's up, Sebastian?
Hey, buddy. Harry says hello. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi,
What's up?
Say hi to Eric and Randy.
Hi.
Hi.
All right, yeah, he just saw the whiteboard right now. He's like, he wants to write. He's trying to fight sleep, guys. He's like,
me too, Sebastian. Me too.
Isn't it only like 8:30 there?
Yeah, but he's been up, dude. He woke me up at like 6:30, and he does a nap.
That's fair.
So, all right. So I'm gonna go, if you don't mind. I'm gonna go first because I think this might be the I might be the only one on this island. But Boy Meets World, I absolutely loved in my younger days. But Friends was one of those shows I watched with my best friend. So, and we got together and hung out every week to watch it live. So, holds a place in my heart. Friends. Say what you will about it. Laugh track, not funny, whatever. I found it funny. This is I'm picking it over Boy Meets World.
The game I like to play now. Harry.
You guessed correctly. I picked Boy Meets World.
Yep.
I think I was standing alone.
To me, for that for me here, so this is actually a battle between one of my favorite sitcoms and my girlfriend's favorite sitcom. Eva loves Friends. She'll like put it on and fall asleep to it to this day.
Not on this show, so
for me, the Corey Sean relationship, Feeney as the recurring guest character, the older brother Erik and his involvement there, and then even when they go off to college and the new characters they get introduced then, and then Corey realizing the massive mistake he made when he almost hooks up with that other girl, and him and Topanga break up for a while before they eventually end up back together towards the end of the series there. Yeah. So many things as a teenager that you could relate to because so many of us went through the same relationship highs and lows when we were that age too.
Especially the part where you have like somebody you went to school with join the porn industry.
I mean, it happens. Sean's girlfriend in the college years, right? The African American chick.
No, they're Corey and the redhead.
The redhead. Angela, I think her name was on the show.
Yep. No, she joined. Yep.
And Vader was on the show. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Also,
Vader
the wrestling crossover too.
Yep.
Sean's uncle or Sean's dad?
I think so.
No, the bully's dad.
No, it's the bully's dad.
Bully's dad. Yeah.
The bully's dad.
Played by wasn't it? What's his name from the Askewverse? American History X and all that. Yeah, right.
The bully?
The one they're talking about, the heavier set bully that's been in
I
everything.
can't think of his name.
Yeah.
All right, Eric, break the time.
Bam!
When this boy meets
You
world,
guys don't.
boy
You
meets
said,
world.
Robert, you said yourself that you will be walking alone. I'm like, oh, great. I'm not on the island for once.
And it's Ethan Suplee, by the way.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna get to it. We're what, 6 episodes in?
Isn't
You
that
guys
the
make-
same? Isn't that the same guy who played the best friend on My Name Is Earl?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
believe his dad was Vader in the show.
Yes, correct.
All right.
The guy who played Randy on My Name Is Earl.
Yeah, and also the guy that said it's not a sailboat or it's not a schooner, it's a sailboat in Mallrats.
The other semifinal.
Yeah, hold on, buddy.
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
This is a tough one.
Married with Children.
I am not gonna even show my board. There's no point in writing it. Randy knows.
Yep.
I think you may end up on an island here again, though.
If I do, it is what it is. It's okay for you guys to be wrong.
Robert, you don't have to write it down. Just go ahead and announce it.
It's Married to Children. It's the quintessential 90s sitcom.
I'm going to guess again. Harry.
Yeah, you're correct. I have Fresh Prince here.
I will also reveal I saw your board when you flipped it over.
I did too.
Thank you.
I mean, you heard what I said there. You're probably on this island alone, which kind of telegraphed my pick anyway.
It's whatever.
Yep. Eric?
It's okay for you guys to be wrong.
It's a thinner margin for me than you would expect, but again, a little bit more time on the island.
I will give you credit, though, Taylor. Unlike some of the other people on the show, you went down with the pick that you had as your champion, and I respect it.
It's the greatest sitcom ever made.
Who voted against Friends, which was his champion, costing himself possibly 5 points. He doesn't need the 5 points, but
yeah, I'm okay with that. By the way, underrated show that is kind of like a knockoff Married to Children that doesn't get enough love because it didn't last very long.
Grounded for Life?
No. Unhappily Ever After.
I mentioned that. I mentioned Unhappily Ever After. That WB lineup, Unhappily Ever After, the Army
Honestly,
show.
the only
Bobcat Goldthwait as the voice of Mr. Floppy.
The only
I don't know what any of this is, but I didn't have WB, so I don't know.
The only WB show I remember watching with any kind of regularity was Moesha.
That was it. Moesha was another one that popped up on lists. I never had WB growing up, so I didn't know.
It was Brandy did a surprisingly good job for a singer turned actress.
She did.
All right, guys. Here is your championship match. Personally, 2 of my favorite 90s sitcoms.
Oh, I think
I am so glad I'm not voting for this. I have my pick, but I don't get a vote.
Protest.
If I were to do this as my final would have been Boy Meets World versus Drew Carey, but I knew Drew Carey didn't stand a chance against some of the other heavy hitters it was against.
Let's see. Everybody got your vote wrote down?
I'm writing down.
God, where do we go?
All my votes going forward are in protest.
Well, this is the last one, so.
Harry, give me yours.
I love Daniel Feischl, but top to bottom, Fresh Prince is a better show.
Oh, crap. Now I don't know where to go. I think I know where Eric went. Robert? Yeah. Is it a clean sweep, Eric?
You chose poorly.
Where do I go? You all chose the same.
That's why you chose poorly.
I love Boy Meets World, and again, I will stand on the Daniel Feischl train from here until the end of time. My biggest celebrity crush of all time, and we've had the conversation about hall passes before. If celebrity hall passes were a thing, she's mine. I don't have a snowball's chance in hell, but I digress. That being said, the theme song is an absolute banger.
It's okay.
Real quick, everybody on the show played their roles to perfection, even with the switching out of the Aunt Vivs after like season 3.
This show winning this is like Seth Rollins being the world champion right now because Married to Children is Roman Reigns I get it. We're liking Seth Rollins a little more because he's the workhorse or whatever. But absolutely, that was a protest vote.
Here are what you guys picked as your final four and your champion. Robert had 3 of the 4 final fours. Home Improvement did not make it. Home Improvement did get beat out by Boy Meets World in the championship. Again, none of you had Boy Meets World in the final 4. Harry went Seinfeld, though he did tell me it was because he thought the other 2 were going to continue to push it in. So it went pretty clean, other than, once again, Erik picks Friends as his champion and then votes himself out of 5 points.
Sweet.
That's true.
Sweet victory.
You got a victory by
rancidness. I won by
just-
rancidness again.
You know what this means, Erik? You have to come back for Pokemon next week.
Oh no, that was only the rule, as I remember correctly. If you went,
You're the
all
defending-
way,
You're the
6-6,
you're the defending champion.
You do
Randy,
have a
when is this
chance to
airing?
be the first person to win 3 straight episodes.
Randy. When is this airing?
This will drop on the 19th of February.
Okay, so you enjoy this victory, Erik, because 8 days ago I enjoyed a victory that your team will never see. Okay.
I can't wait
Yeah.
for how well this is going to hold up when San Francisco beats them.
yeah, and I'm gonna
That'd be
still
great.
come on and be
So
mad.
Erik, I'm gonna throw this out to you. Nobody has ever won.
4-person show. 4-person
3
show.
No, hold on. Actually, there is still a seat available on the best Pokemon episode. Right now, it is my son who will be on his first ever Bad Brackets episode. Sean Garmer will return. He won in his one and only episode so far. He dethroned Harry, and there is one spot
Was it
still
the controller one?
available.
Yeah,
Well,
the
the
video
episode,
game
yeah,
controller.
video
I
was-
game
assumed.
controller.
Yeah, I didn't get to that episode. I didn't get a chance to watch that one, but I assumed.
I will let you know that I have, for the benefit of my sanity, the best Pokemon episode will focus only on the original 151 because it's going to be easier, and
It's Pikachu.
I am debating on having just the evolutions all be one thing because there's still a lot to pick from. However, I'm just going to tell you, the original 151 will be the Pokemon episode next week. We'll get into other generations down the line. So the gauntlet has been thrown out. The challenge is down. Do you want to try to break the early record here on Bad Brackets and go for 3 wins in a row?
If he doesn't,
Harry,
if he
Harry-
doesn't, I'll try to break the tie.
No,
Harry,
hey,
hear
no
me out.
peer pressure, but don't be a coward.
Hear me out. Harry will understand this more. Oh,
Your
trust
hoo-ha
me,
is showing. Your hoo-ha is showing.
Harry will understand me more at this, okay? I've had a wonderful spell leading up in the crease. I have had some wicked pace. I'm reading the pitch correctly. I've gotten a couple very tough batters out, and I'm sitting on a hat trick. I have seen many a time where that ball comes in, keeper drops it, error at slip. The guy comes in and does well to just with the forward defensive block it.
Dude, no, what you're doing right now is Bill Murray from Space Jam. Oh no, I think I'll retire, undefeated, unchallenged.
Oh, I'm not.
Oh.
I'm not retiring by any means. I'm coming back. but
Nor
I'm
is he
saying-
undefeated.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm just saying, like you're trying to bow out with a win. Just
All right.
stack up. Let's go. Do it.
Randy,
I'm personally
I'll take
challenging you.
I'll take the 3rd spot so that way I can break my tie with Erik.
Erik,
How about
I need your answer in 3, 2, 1.
That's why the Jaguars ain't gonna win shit. Oh.